I have very little to do with my wife. As a matter of fact, this morning I went through a very embarrassing experience. A young lady came up to me and she said, "Mayor, I'd like to talk to you about your Sister City program." And I said, "We don't have any Sister City programs." "Why?" And I said, "Well, when I was first elected, I saw that the Sister City programs just were ways for politicians to spend a lot of taxpayer money having a party someplace else, and I cut it out." And I said, "Well, what can I do for you?" And she said, "Well, I'd like you to think about a city where we can send our children and we can have an exchange program." And I said, that sounds fine. I'd be happy to help you." I said, "May I have your card, please?" And she turned her name tag around, and she's a librarian at the Meadow School. So there's very little communication, as I say. I come from a background different than most big city mayors. I used to represent the mob around here. And how many saw the movie Casino? Okay, well, if you see it again, you'll see me playing myself in that movie. I represented all those people in real life, and one day, after spending a little bit of time with my wife and 4 children on a cruise in the Caribbean back in 1998 during the winter vacation, I said, "You know, I've been practicing criminal law for 35 years, and wouldn't it be nice to do something different at this stage of our lives?" And they said, "What do you have in mind, Dad?" I said, "I think I'd like to run for mayor of Las Vegas." Well, we have a very democratic family, and we take a vote on anything that affects one another, and I was making a lot of money representing these reputed mobsters, and the mayor's job paid $48,000. So we took a vote, and my wife abstained, and the 4 children voted 4-0 against me. I said, "Wait a second. Why would we do that?" They said, "Dad, there's no way you would win. You have more baggage than the Sky Caps out of the airport." But I ran, and I was fortunate I won. I'm now in my 3rd term, and I enjoy every day of being the mayor of the city of Las Vegas. I'm giving a speech today to our Chamber of Commerce. It'll be very well attended, and it's an optimistic speech because I'm going to tell them I see Las Vegas, and I've seen Las Vegas as part of our vision as being a tale of 2 cities. We're the city which is the entertainment capital of the world, with our great tourism, wonderful hotel casinos, terrific cuisine, great boutique retail shopping, all those things that are available to those who not only live here, but of course are guests who visit us as tourists. But there's another city here too. It's a city of 2 million people who live in this valley here who are really thirsting to get the finer things in life and to become a world-class city. So one of the things that my administration has done is we put at the forefront the ability to be able to create certain things. One, we figured that every great world city has terrific medicine. And we're very proud, and I hope that when you're in the downtown, and it's worthwhile driving by, that you visit the outside of what's called the Lou Rugo Brain Institute. This is a facility that is going to be dedicated to resolving the problems of neurodegenerative diseases, and the building is designed by Frank Gehry, the world-class architect who has done many buildings, I guess the most famous of which is the Guggenheim in Bilbao, where basically a sleepy little town in Spain became the 3rd most visited city there as a result of people just looking at the outside of that structure. And this is going to be one of the more controversial, if not the most controversial, piece of architect of the coming year, and maybe for a decade or more to come. It's very unusual. It's going to spark a lot of debate. People are going to be arguing, what does it mean? I don't like it, or I love it. But the main thing is discussion is going to take place. But more important than that, what's happening on the inside, we've been able to make an agreement with the Cleveland Clinic. And is anybody from Cleveland here? Okay, well, you know what that means. The Cleveland Clinic is one of the world-class medical institutions, one of the 5 best, of course, in the United States, and they will be stamping our Brain Institute. And that was a giant step. And it's funny how things happen in life. Once you get the first person to make the move, or Cleveland Clinic making the move, then the University of Pennsylvania calls me. They want to be here. Harvard calls me. They want to be here. Mayo calls. They want to be here. And that's the way it comes. And we're going to have real academic medicine in our community, and we're very excited about that. In about 45 days, we're going to be breaking ground on the second thing that great American cities or great world-class cities have to have, and that's a cultural center. We're having a performing arts center that has been funded in large part by the Reynolds Foundation. It's going to be first class. Anybody from Fort Worth here? Okay. The gentleman who designed the Bass Museum down there is David Schwartz, and he has done the design and the architecture for our beautiful Performing Arts Center, and that's going to be very, very special. And we have all these things happening here, so we're a different kind of city. We're a city that we look at ourselves, and we're very proud of ourselves, but we don't tell the world about us from that perspective. We're selling, of course, a good time, and what happens here stays here, because that's been a terrific advertising campaign, and we're believe it or not, the second most recognized name in the world. Only Google is more recognized than the name Las Vegas. And that's an empirical fact, which librarians should definitely be aware of. Now, I'm not going, Mr. Imperi, I'm not going to embarrass Dawson School, but I had a wonderful tour of the library, and as part of my speech, I want to call it A Tale of Two Cities. So I asked for the book by Dickens, and we went, looked for it, searched for it, and somebody checked it out. But I want you all to have a good time here. We value your presence. These are very challenging economic times, and the fact that you took the effort to come out here is very important to us. We want you to enjoy yourselves and let you know that we appreciate you. So with that, who's in charge? Okay, I'm not going to read the whole proclamation here, but I have a nice proclamation from my office, and the bottom line really is that we're going to proclaim today as Association of Independent School Librarians Day in the city of Las Vegas, and we're asking all of our citizens to thank this organization for the hard work, dedication, and professionalism of its members, and for nurturing the minds of elementary, middle, and high school students. Congratulations.